Roughly 48 hours ago, security cameras captured footage of what appears to be a small, raptor-like dinosaur running through a neighborhood residential lawn at about 3:30 to 4 o'clock in the morning. The footage is a very short clip and it's somewhat grainy, but you can determine that what we are seeing is not a dog, a fox, a raccoon, a possum. It has a very strange gait to it. In today's video, I would like to offer an explanation. I've been looking at this for a while, and I think I know what it is. Now, the first question people would ask is, how could it be a dinosaur? Why wouldn't people have spotted it by now? Well, I'm not ruling it out completely because in Florida, there are areas that are incredibly inhospitable to human habitation. Some of the earlier explorers of medieval Florida, for lack of a better term, had reported this back to the King of Spain, that Florida was just this impassable wasteland of brush and swamp full of giant, what they called quote-unquote dragons, meaning the gators, that would make human life there almost impossible. Now, also, full disclosure, Palm Coast, Florida, where this was captured, is my hometown. It's where I live. This happened not very far from where I'm speaking to you right now. But just to give you an example, this area here, here's Palm Coast. This is Graham Swamp Conservation Area. This is 10 square miles. And believe me, it's a swamp unlike no other. There is the Ocala Forest and Reserve out here that it's full of bears and panthers and bobcats and gators. Same thing up just southeast of Jacksonville. This park up here has this huge long name, the Tolomato Matanzas National Estuarine Research Reserve, something like that. But it's a giant impassable swamp too. So even though there is urban sprawl in Florida, there are areas that are completely wild and just like they were 1,000 years ago. Now let's take a look at the footage. Real quick, what they're alleging is that it might be a dromaeosaur or dromaeosaurus. It's a small raptor-like dinosaur that lived apparently a long time ago. But this is how big it would be compared to a person. Now this looks to be just about the right size for what we're going to see in the footage. And here's, of course, the article from Fox Sticks Now. A video, Florida woman says she spotted a, quote, baby dinosaur running through the yard. Now, I have this zoomed in, and I have this paused, because this is what you're going to be looking at. From the lower right of your screen, going to the upper left, running into the dark, you're going to see this flash of some kind of a creature that looks like it's running on its hind legs, and that's what gave me the idea of what I think it might be. If you look very closely, you can also see that it's dragging something, and that was the real key that, in my mind, I think I really know what this is. And it's rare. It's an incredibly rare animal, but I'm not sure it's a dinosaur, so let me play this forward. It's going to be super fast. So pay attention real quick. This is the tail right here. There's something that's reflecting light across the head here. And this is the body. Now it looks like you can almost see a set of rear limbs and a set of forelimbs, but watch closely how it runs. Did you catch that? Let me back it up. I'm going to run this on loop a bunch of times so people can see it. You can see it. It's got this, it's running on its rear legs. That's not a dog. It's not a possum. I think I know what it is. And can you see the thing that it's dragging behind it in the yard, leaving the little wake? Some people have said that looks like a pet that's off a leash. But the tail is very strange. That also kind of gave it away for me a little bit. Now let's pause that. No one has speculated this yet. In the state of Florida, we have great horned owls, and they are huge. They are big enough that if they would hit a man right, they could kill them. They have giant claws, and you don't see it, but these claws, these legs are actually very long. They're covered by a lot of feathers, but they have very long legs. And the way their feathers lay out when they're on the ground and they're running, and they do run, by the way. In fact, they have to be able to take off. And if they have weight, I believe what we're seeing is footage of a great horned owl that has captured and killed a very large snake and is getting a running start to take off and fly away. Now let's go back and look at this again. It looks like what you're seeing is a very, very large owl with a large plume of tail feathers behind it, dragging a snake, getting ready to take off. Or maybe having a hard time taking off. Now, let's see if I can find a picture. Okay, this shows you, and I'll zoom this in, how big those legs are. I was shocked when I saw this. I knew they were big, but I didn't realize they were this long. As you can see, the legs are almost as big as the body as far as total length go, total height. And I also brought up another video that you can see here, and I'm going to zoom in on this, that shows an owl, and this is a baby one, running. Now, the guy who created it slowed it down, but here you can see jump, start, run, 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 run. And you see how it runs? See how it has that gait to it that you would think a dinosaur would have? Now, they have been known to take snakes, big ones, here in Florida. This is opticbird.com. What owls live in Florida, and the great horned owl is one of them. They have a very stable population, and it's rare that you see them. It's incredibly rare that you see them. But this is what I think we're looking at. It's a very large, great horned owl, because you can, in the video, make some assumptions about its size. I'm going to back this up just a little bit and see if I can stop this at just the right place. One second, this is a little tricky. Okay, I tried to stop it right here in front of the step. Now, standard entry door is 36 inches. And this, you can see there's a door here, there's a doormat here, there's a porch, and a sidewalk. So the porch is a little wider than the door. So I'm going to add roughly 6 to 8 inches on either side of the porch. So let's say 12 inches to the standard width of an entry door, which is 36, so it's 4 to 8 inches. So this has roughly the width, or I should say in its own measurement, length. Its length is equivalent to the width of this porch, which should be right around 4 feet from nose to tail. Now that would make it a very big owl, but this is a very big snake. This looks like this is probably a 7-foot snake, whatever it's captured here. I'm just going to run this a few more times so people can get a look at it. What is reflecting off the back of its head, I do not know. The first thing I thought when I saw this, I'm like, that looks like a turkey. But then I saw what it was dragging behind it, and turkeys aren't hunters. They're not carnivores, let's put it that way. I think this is a large owl that has captured an incredibly heavy snake, and is either trying to get out of the light or is attempting to get a run up to take off. So anyway, I'll just keep playing this here for a little bit. Whatever this is, it's running on its rear legs. It has a large plume behind it, and it's dragging something. And it's about 4 feet long. So I've heard owls out here at night. Something else I will show you about Palm Coast real quick. The neighborhoods are interspersed with these wooded areas that are very, very thick. And even deeper into the neighborhoods, as you can see, there are little swaths of forested area throughout here. So it's not just solid houses where there's no shade. There's trees everywhere. And these trees connect to these parks. So if an animal wanted to and was careful, it could move from park to park to park to park to park to park without really being, seen. We have a Ring doorbell. A lot of people have Ring doorbell here, and many people have captured bobcats, mating pairs of bobcats out at night. There's even been evidence of a black bear. And like I said, and over here, as you can see, much larger areas. This area is much bigger than Graham, right here. That's right next to us. So we have this giant wooded area here. We have this giant wooded area here. This one down here. And then interspersed throughout all of our neighborhoods are little parks and strips of trees. So wildlife's just, part of the game here. They're everywhere. There's hawks, there's owls, there's every little woodland critter you can imagine, it's out here. And they've got habitat, and they have a place for them, so to speak. Palm Coast is very cool this way. Not all of Florida is this way, but we're surrounded by it. And with with people with trash, not only do they have their normal food sources, they have that abundant, human provided food source. And for the predatory animals, there are little dogs. I hate to say it, little dogs and cats sometimes get out, and they just I forgot. I think it was Georgia where they just captured a gator, a nuisance gator, and they were gonna dress it out and use the meat and use the leather, and they cut open the stomach, and they found 5 separate dog collars in its stomach. So it happens. Now, I don't think we have anything to worry about with raptors, but, eating small dogs. But in the sense, maybe we do. Maybe I should change that, because even though the dinosaur may not look like this, it doesn't really matter if a great horned owl gets the dog or cat, or this gets the dog or cat. It's going to be the same effect. It's a lot of people don't equate Florida with wildlife, but we have a lot of it. So anyway, God bless. Hope everyone has a great week. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time.